Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Transatlantic Takedown, where I'm Derek in Ireland, and I'm joined by my co-host, as always.
Hi, guys. It's Megan from New York, and I'm sorry if I sound a little stuffy. I'm still getting over a cold, but I had to be here for my co-host as a lot of things has happened since the last time we spoke, and just want to get his opinion on different things. And we have a big show coming up this Saturday. But before we get into that, just catch up on what we've been up to um, in the past
Most
week,
definitely.
and let's see how everybody's doing. So, how are you doing this week?
All good, Megan. I haven't been sick, luckily enough, like yourself. But look, it's the ever-changing world of wrestling, and
Yes,
there's so much news, so many things to unpack and talk about. Starting, actually, I know you went to the MLW event last
yes,
Thursday,
yes.
where Eric Bischoff was. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, it was fun. It was so nice seeing Eric Bischoff in person. Just watching him grow up as a kid, getting into wrestling. So that's when Eric Bischoff had black hair. Now his hair is fully white, and just seeing some familiar faces like Dijak and Riddle and Trevor Lee, as people might know him as Cameron Grimes. Um,
Yeah.
just seeing a lot of, and seeing a lot of new people as well. And some have piqued my interest, but you have to watch my video, which should be out soon, um, to see who I'm talking about. But it was a really nice event. I feel like I can definitely enjoy a lot of their shows. So I'm hoping to attend another show in the near future.
And what was the atmosphere like, and how does it match up to the likes of maybe a WWE house show or something like?
Um,
Was,
it was
was there a lot of energy?
very. It was a lot of energy. You have people chanting different chants for certain wrestlers, or just being funny, chanting, uh, boos, jeering, things of that nature. You had some fans that was badgering each other in the
Mm,
crowds and stuff out of just fun, but there was never a dull moment. It was very
yeah.
high energy. It was a very high energetic show. So
There's probably a lot of MLW diehard fans, I would imagine.
yeah, I mean, it was a first for me, but it definitely won't be a last. I will
Yeah.
definitely um, go to their shows in the near future.
Excellent. And we also had NXT Deadline over the weekend in Minnesota. And I think it's fair to say that was a really exciting event overall.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people, from what I see online, it was seriously enjoyed by everybody.
yeah. We had a return. Obafemi came back, replacing Eddie Thorpe, who was injured. Which if people didn't see NXT, I don't want to spoil it, but
Hmm.
spoiler alert. Eddie was not injured.
Oops.
Eddie was not injured. He injured himself.
Yeah.
He pretty much finessed his way to NXT title shot. So he got one up on the general manager. But it was an overall good show. We had the women's match at the very end. It closed out the show. But no, it didn't. No, it did.
Julia.
Yes,
Julia defeating Stephanie Vacker and
she did.
Zarya and Ren Sinclair and Solaruka.
Yes, yes. And
Yeah.
I guess the rumors about Julia being the one to dethrone Roxanne Perez might be true. It might be true. So
Yeah.
we had to wait a little while, but it's looking like New Year's Evil. Roxanne might lose her title.
Excellent. Trick Williams defeated Ridge Holland there also.
Yes.
No real surprise there. But I think Shawn Michaels is doing a wonderful job. He's looking after the NXT and he
Yeah.
seems to be doing really well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, NXT's women's division is still, in my opinion, the best women's division currently. And
Fantastic.
if there is anything that Shawn Michaels is going to do, he's going to make sure that his kids put not only a great performance, but that they look good at the same time. So, Deadline was definitely a great show.
I still find it hard to believe the guys from D Generation X, when I see clips of what they got up to back in the day,
Yeah.
they're running the whole show now at this stage. It's crazy.
Some people would say, we already saw the prophecy. We saw the prophecy. If you are old enough to remember when they was at their peak, they always kind of took over the shows anyway. So it shouldn't be too much of a surprise to see Triple H pretty much running the main roster, Shawn Michaels running NXT. I think that was supposed to happen. That's the way it was supposed to happen.
It's worked out quite well for them.
Yeah.
Definitely. And this weekend, it's an amazing return of one of the great events, one of the great nostalgic events, Saturday night's main event. You got to be excited about that, Megan.
I am. Triple H and Cody Rhodes, they released a video. And a lot of people suspect that it is going to be the return of the Winged Eagle title.
I would love to see
that.
that.
It is something that Cody has been pushing to happen for a while. And it looks like that's what's going to happen now. Triple H did kind of enforce that this was going to be a one night only type of thing. So,
I want to see it. And you know why I want to see it?
Why?
Because I want to see Kevin Owens winning it.
You know,
I am tired of Cody Rhodes as champ.
What?
I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness.
I have to say it.
I love Cody as champion. I do. However, I will only want to see Kevin win this match if this leads to a heel turn for Cody.
Well, I don't know. I think Kevin Owens does his best work as a heel. I'm really enjoying what he's doing at the moment.
Yeah.
And I do think he's long overdue a run. And I think because this is the return of such a big event, I know it's not being classed as a pay-per-view, but it's such a nostalgic kind of thing. Like we've Jesse Ventura is coming back. He's going to be on commentary. My wish was, he's coming true. I love Jesse Ventura. And I remember the days of him commentating with Vince McMahon, with Gorilla Monsoon. That was my era, when I was growing up. And it's just going to be a real feel good moment. Hearing that. And that's why I think they might have something, so a few surprises planned, and I hope one of them is Kevin Owens winning.
One thing about Triple H is he's very what's the term? Stingy. He's very stingy with title changes. So out of a match of 6 matches where 4 of them might be title shots, you might get 1 title change. But, I think there is an opportunity for a title to change hands. Now, unfortunately, I don't think it's Cody, but I do think that maybe the genius in the sky, Io Sky, could possibly take the title off of Liv Morgan's hands. I think there's there might be a really small, well, it might be bigger than small, but I do think that there's an opportunity there for Io. Um, but I don't know. What do you think? Do you think Io could take that title from Liv?
I want to see Io win this. She's an amazing talent. And again, I think Liv is just so over right now. I think in terms of merch sales and everything this year,
Yeah.
she's way out. She sold so much. She's money.
Mm-hmm.
And she doesn't necessarily need the belt. And I really would love to see Io win here because she is one of the most talented wrestlers, female wrestlers at the minute.
Right.
And yeah, look, I think they're still going to be pushing Liv and Rhea for a while. I know they're going their own separate ways. They're having different matches here and there, but yeah, Io, she's just been there. She's been doing amazing work for so long now, and I just think, yeah, I think it'd be right. But would they have that happen on the same night as Kevin Owens winning? That's the question. That would be possibly a bit too much, like what you said about Triple H earlier.
Right.
So I don't know, because I also want to see my guy from Ireland, Finn Balor. I want to see him winning as well. So, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what way it's going to go.
So see, now I have to ask, because these are two big title shots, both matches that's happening the same night. Who would you want to see lose or win the title more? Would you want to see Cody lose the title more, or would you want to see Finn win the title more? Because we both know both belts is not going to change hands. So if you had to choose, which match would you?
I'm going to have to go with the Irish, Finn Balor. Like, Finn he's incredible. And the work he's done here in Ireland, I mean, he's been the reason why the Irish industry has taken off so much as well. Like, he's trained, he's mentored so many guys, like JD McDonough. He took him under his wing many years ago, and you can just see how he's taken off. If reports are to be believed, we are supposed to be seeing a push once again for Finn. And he's become a real leader in the locker room. He was back here recently, once again, giving his time to the Irish scene. When at the 10th anniversary of OTT, and he took a lot of the guys here in Ireland for training sessions while he was here. So he's unbelievable. And do I really think he's going to win it? Possibly not, because of, various other things, but I would love to see him win at the weekend. But there's only so many title changes you can have, as you say. But if I was to pick one, it would be for Finn.
Yeah, because that's what I was about to ask. Because look, we all know the real reason why Finn had to relinquish his title the first time he had it. He suffered an injury. He had it for a matter of days before he had to relinquish it. He had to wait about 6-7 years before he got another title shot, and he did get a title shot against Seth, and he had a whole build up with that, and he didn't win. I think he blamed Damian Priest for that. Damian Priest ended up getting the title, and he ultimately caused him to lose the title. So, with that in mind, do you feel that Damian is going to intervene the same way Finn did with his title shot and cause him the title shot as well?
Well, I think Dominic Mysterio has a part here, maybe, to play.
There is something stirring up between him and Finn, isn't it?
He could scupper any chance that Finn has. So like we can't forget about him in the background. Absolutely. Too. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting night for sure. And we also have Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre, and this could be an absolutely cracking match. This could be the match of the night. And What do you think?
I think Drew and Kevin needs to go and get some therapy. I think they need some therapy. They are not over the animosity that they have, whether it's CM Punk, whether it's Roman. They hold a torch for these men. And be honest, you know, Drew's whole feud with Jay, with Sami, was all about Roman. And then when CM Punk came, it kind of changed his attention from one to the other.
Yeah.
And his focus stayed with CM Punk. Same way with Kevin. Kevin hasn't been very happy about Cody siding with Roman for bad blood. I'm more than certain that Seth feels the same way. Seth
Mm.
feels the same way towards Cody. Seth helped Cody during WrestleMania. Night one, he ate the pin. He helped Cody night two, got injured, suffered a back injury, um, got attacked by The Rock, the Bloodline, and stuff. So, these men have what some people would consider, um, they have real reasons to be upset with the men that they are
Hmm.
mad with, but they're also taking it out on men that just, doing whatever they can to survive. And that's what happened with.
Do we not think it's fascinating though? Because we have Drew McIntyre, he's facing Sami Zayn, but we still don't know what Drew's end goal is here, who he's going to target next.
Right.
There's so many names in the mix. We have Seth Rollins and CM Punk obviously have a serious issue with one another. It goes back a while, but is CM Punk and Drew, is that finished? Like, where does Seth fit in here? Like, what's, is Seth and Drew, is there something between them? Like, we don't know what way this is all going to
No.
go.
And that's the way wrestling is supposed to be. It's supposed to be unpredictable. And Seth and Drew and Kevin is showing that it is possible to hate more than one person at one time. Like, even though Kevin is
Hmm.
focused on Cody, he still despises Roman. Even though
Yeah.
Seth is focused on he's focused on CM Punk, he still got some type of, animosity against those who have helped Roman, including Roman. And the same thing with
Yeah.
Drew. Drew might be focused on Sami right now. He attacked Jay Uso, but he attacked them. Why? Because they helped Roman during War Games, but he still has a torch for CM Punk. So you still have these men who is holding a grudge against Roman, CM Punk, and Cody. And maybe at some point we would see the six of them be involved in something major. Maybe a 6-man tag match or something. I don't know. But um,
Yeah.
you know, this fight between Drew and Sami, and then I will leave it at that. This is just to release some steam. He doesn't really have any animosity against Sami. I think it's just to release some of that anger of being out due to the injury that he suffered in the Hell in a Cell
Hmm.
match against CM Punk. I do not think
Yeah.
that he is over that. Like, he still had to nurse a head injury with staples, and I think he's still going
Hmm.
to blame CM Punk for that. So no, I don't think he's over CM Punk, not by a long shot. But who's going to get to him first? Him or
Yeah.
Seth is the question. But uh
And going back to Drew there, like he's done some of his finest work this year. Like his feud with CM Punk
yes,
is possibly feud of the year.
yes, I think it was definitely the feud of the year, which it really started off with Cody and the Bloodline,
Hmm.
Cody and the Final Boss. Um,
Yeah.
but this year, definite, I would say,
I think they've overshadowed that though. I think McIntyre and CM Punk.
absolutely,
Um,
absolutely.
yeah,
And the interesting part was a title wasn't even involved. You know, neither one of
just
them holds the
shows you.
title.
Just shows you. That's why I was saying, like, the likes of Liv, I don't think she needs a title. I don't think Cody needs a title as well. Like, he's a future Hall of Famer. There's no doubt about it. He's a legend. But so I want to see Kevin Owens win.
Right, right. Um, but you know, not only kind of taking a step back, not only do we have Fitz, who could possibly
Hmm.
win a title over the weekend, we also have another one of your
We
home
do.
country's favorite who have advanced um, in her match
To the
against
semifinals.
Zelina and Ivy Nils, and
Yeah.
she could possibly be our first women's intercontinental champion, Lyra Valkyria. So
The amazing Lyra Valkyria.
yes.
Yes.
So what is your thoughts about that? And do you think she has a real chance at winning?
Yeah, as I said it previously a couple of weeks back, I do like I'm always going to push for her. I think she's been one of the top female wrestlers this year. Her in ring work is sublime. She's taught a lot of by the likes of Becky Lynch and a lot of the other backroom people back behind the scenes and so on. There seems to be a good push with a lot of people towards the likes of Natalia, maybe that she should be the first intercontinental champion. And I can't argue with that really either. I think Natty is amazing.
Hmm.
Also, she's given so much to the industry. But I just think in terms of talent this year, and because of her being an Irish lady. She's done so much for the Irish industry, like Finn Balor has done. She's also coming back here quite soon, in the next 2 weeks to compete over the weekend of the 21st
Right.
in Dublin. And that's something, we're all looking forward to as well. So I would love to see Lyra. I think it would, the whole Queen of the Ring, she didn't get she didn't get much of a push after that kind of she had done so well there, but I think this would be a great boost to her. Yeah,
Yeah. Now I have to
I think
ask.
it's just what she needs.
I have to ask because there was this scene with Miss Tiffany Stratton where she kind of hinted at possibly not cashing in on the women's world championship or the WWE women's championship belts. She could even
Hmm.
cash in on one of the mid card belts. Do
Yeah.
you think if Lyra was to advance to the final,
Hmm.
do you see a possibility of them to kind of reuniting a feud with Tiffany possibly cashing in on Lyra?
It is a distinct possibility. Because we've all been thinking about maybe Naya, that Tiffany would cash in on her. So they could throw this swerve ball, yeah, and have Tiffany cash in for one of the mid card titles. But uh, yeah, it's an interesting one. I think they'd have a great feud, Tiffany Stratton and Lyra Valkyria.
Yeah.
But are they trying to maybe turn Tiffany baby face in a way? Like she's nearly one of these ones. Like she's supposed to be a heel, but she's so well loved. She's still kind of like a baby face.
Yeah, she
It's
is, and I mean, when it comes down to being um, being a part of a team with Nia. Yes,
Mm,
Tiffany started off as a heel of some sort, but the way Nia was treating Tiffany kind of made people root for her to turn on
yeah.
Nia, which is where I guess the change in her going from heel to face happened. So I
Hmm.
see people wanting to root for Tiffany. Lyra
Yeah.
is a face, so if that was to happen, um, it would kind of put Tiffany in a real iffy place because you know is a face going after another face, and ultimately,
Yeah.
Tiffany will go back to being a heel, which I think she plays that very, very well. Not to get too off topic, but we're still waiting to see exactly when they are going to possibly give her boyfriend another title shot against Braun Breaker. Um,
Hmm.
kind of wish it would have happened. No, it's not happening this weekend. I,
No, it's a yeah. It's. I thought they might have the IC belt on the line at
I
this,
yeah,
but
I think they kind of
with
implied that it was going to happen, but then they like switched it up.
but it's just a 2 hour event. You see, it's so it's not classed as a PLE per se. So it's a 2 hour event. They probably only have the time
Hmm.
for the four matches. Um, from what I hear, I think there's going to be four of these events next year, four Saturday night main events. So, because I think it's NBC,
Yes.
there it's going to be on that. So, the next one is due in January. Um, so yeah, it'll be one every quarter, I suppose. So it'll be an interesting one.
It will.
But yeah, Braun Breaker, love him. I still love to see Sheamus being in the mix there. But Ludwig Kaiser, I do think he's going to get a big push
Yes.
coming quite soon.
Yes. And this week was actually a really good week for women's wrestling. Um,
Hmm.
the past couple of wrestling shows have all had women matches main eventing from WWE to AEW, including the fight between Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez. Now, I've seen some people
Yeah.
kind of complain about the different moves that Raquel did, kind of um, the same way that they did with Nia during the War Games match, which
Wrestling fans complaining again about women's
it's
wrestling?
what they do
Surely
best.
not.
It's absolutely what they do best. And
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily sure why Nia deactivated her Twitter account. It is deactivated, so I hope she does come back soon. Um,
Hmm.
I know how negative the internet can be. Um, but overall, I enjoyed this match. I feel like Rhea got her come up comeuppance against Raquel.
Yeah.
Um, as I mentioned before, um, what I love best about this particular storyline between Rhea and Liv is that how they managed to make me root for Liv at first and somehow change it
Yeah.
to where I'm rooting for Rhea. Because me and my sister, we have had conversations about this feud, and she's a big Rhea fan. I'm a big Rhea fan too. But I had to tell her, I said, Rhea started all of this. She started all of
Hmm.
this. So
Yeah.
she's the,
We had the Live Revenge tour. Like
and
that's Live Morgan Revenge
this
tour.
is all
Yeah.
because of what Rhea did to her.
Hmm.
Like she took her out for 6 months. Um, that's time she could never get back, and
Yeah.
that gives you enough time to just sit and just think about how you want to get back at a
Exactly.
person. So when Liv started the Live Revenge tour, I was rooting for her because I said, you know what, you're right. Like she did this to you. You was tag team partners. You lost a few times. She blamed you for it. She joined Judgment Day. She took you out.
Took her title, took her man,
Yes, she
took
yeah,
everything.
she took Liv out. She took Raquel out, and she went on to be of glory for the Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm.
And when Liv came back with the intention on taking everything from Rhea, which is like you
Yeah.
said, took her man, took her title, took her family, took everything that Rhea at one point loved and cared for. And the only thing that Rhea cares about right now is getting her title back. So
Mm-hmm.
that's
Do you not feel though, Megan? Do you not feel that it's, when we see Rhea Ripley, there doesn't seem to be that many women on the card that, in terms of physical, like a physical specimen that realistically can put it up to her. Like, I think Raquel Rodriguez is one,
yeah,
definitely. And maybe the likes of Charlotte Flair, who I think is going to be coming back
yes,
quite soon.
I bet.
But there is a few women in NXT I think could step up that have that kind of that you could realistically say could go toe to toe with her.
Yeah,
Um, because even though we thought that would Liv because she's a lot smaller and everything, but she has done really well, I
yeah,
think, with that whole storyline. But just in terms of a different dynamic, a different type of a match, where it'd
absolutely.
be a far more physical match, maybe the likes of one of the ladies that are on NXT, or the likes of Jade Cargill,
Yeah,
even
Jade,
somebody like that.
Jade, Naya, Raquel, Lash Legend,
Yeah.
um, Charlotte. But there's one in particular that I am dying to see with Rhea. And they have been teasing it for years now. And we
Mm.
haven't gotten it, but they teased it even more recently, and that was during War Games. And that's Rhea and Bianca. It's like they
Hmm.
keep giving us a little bit to show that, yeah, one day we are going to put these two against each other. We're
Yeah.
going to, you're going to see that there's tension between them two, but we're still going to keep them separated. And we saw that just before
Is
War
that
Games.
the long term though? The long term storytelling, that to kind of put the thought in people's
I,
minds, just tease it and
this the same way with Cody and Randy. That's why I don't think Cody's going to lose that title because they want. I think at some point they do want Randy to be the one to take the title off of Cody, and Randy is going to have to go back to the Viper Legend Killer. He's going to have to ultimately turn on Cody like Kevin in order
mm,
to be able to knock Cody off of his game to take that title. And I feel like with the long term booking with Rhea and Bianca, one of them will have to have a title ultimately.
yeah.
And I think, like we all said, Rhea didn't lose her title. Rhea had to relinquish it. So
Hmm.
um, I can see Rhea getting her title back a lot sooner than Bianca winning a title. And from there, I think that is when they're going to, because I feel like Bianca is going to get drafted to Raw. I don't think Rhea's going
Yeah, that's
anywhere.
another thing we have to think about. But going back to what you were saying, that you feel Randy is going to win the title again. On the 6th of January, the kickoff to Netflix, I see apparently the Rock and John Cena will be appearing there. So they're two more to come back into the mix. Now, we've heard stories that the Rock is not going to be at WrestleMania. It's in Vegas.
Hmm.
I can't see that not happening. And then we have John Cena's farewell tour all of next year. Is he going to get another run as, as a title holder?
Yeah, I think he will, but I've seen people kind of insinuating that it would be Gunther that John will go up against rather than Cody. Not
Yeah.
because the booking wouldn't make sense, because it would, but again, these are two faces going up against each other. Two faces of the company, and they kind of pushing Cody the same way they pushed John Cena when he held the title. So I don't see how they would do that, even though it will make money. But I think they still want to build this possible match between Roman or The Rock against Cody. More likely The Rock. So
Yeah.
I don't think it will happen. But
But we could have another night on WrestleMania, night one, where it could be a 6-man tag, because there's so many guys in the
yeah,
mix, or six woman tag. Like
yeah,
it's
and I think
impossible to
it
predict.
it really is. And we have so many. I think we have at least three pay-per-views this year that is going to be 2 nights. Of course, WrestleMania. We do have SummerSlam here in the tri-state areas in New Jersey. That is two
Yes.
nights as well. So, I definitely think that The Rock is going to be at WrestleMania. I mean, I think that's just their way in kind of throwing the websites off, because
Yeah.
WWE has,
Plus, he's on the board. Like, how can he not, make that happen? Like, and as I say, it's in Vegas.
yeah,
His ego is crazy. Yeah, he's going to want to be there.
absolutely. And WWE has had issues with leaks. So I think they have been getting better at throwing
Throwing
wrenches.
people off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So The Rock not being at WrestleMania. I mean, the biggest wrench of it all is that being true, and he doesn't show up, then it's like, damn, okay, so he wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
But
But there is so many more stars, but it would be the icing on the cake, just having
especially
The Rock
in
there.
Vegas, absolutely.
But we'll have Cena. You never know. There might be Steve Austin, Stone Cold might turn up.
Yeah,
Who knows?
and so of course, um, we still have this pending feud between Seth Rollins and CM Punk. We know them two is going to eventually fight. Is it going to be at the Royal Rumble? Is it going to be at WrestleMania? Are they going to push it that
Mm.
long? Like, when is this feud going to happen? Because it seems as though the closer that they get to them two getting into it, there's something that always comes in between it. And I just
But that's why they might get until WrestleMania out of this,
probably
because
because
we might have some other people stepping in between,
yeah,
to keep this alive until. And look, we're not that far away from
no,
WrestleMania either.
no, and
Um,
CM Punk kind of made it clear that he is on interested in going down a different road. He kind of
mhm.
like implied that in a promo. Um, he's looking for gold. So he got his
Yeah,
eyes set on Cody as well, you know.
this is
So
it.
Cody
This is
Cody
it.
is like the single he's the single guy right now. He's the guy in the ocean surrounded by the sharks. I don't know who he's going to be able to trust, because
That's why if Kevin Owens wins, you could have CM Punk and Kevin Owens. So who knows?
Kevin is not winning the title. He has a better chance at going up against Shinsuke for the title.
Let's wait and see.
But
There's another man that's, not competing either, Shinsuke. But look, There's so much we could be here forever talking about wrestling because there is just so much of it. But yeah, I can't wait, and I'll actually be over in your part of the world
Yes,
when it's on. So I won't get to go to it, but I'll be able to see it anyway
yes, yes.
while being close by.
Definitely. And, I don't know, maybe we will insert a video in the next video to show that we got to see each other and stuff while
Yeah,
Derek is in town. We're going to try
yeah,
to make that happen. But
exactly.
yeah, unfortunately, I won't be at the show either. But, maybe it's good that I don't go. Because if Cody loses,
Well,
I might crash out. I might just.
that's it. And like from reports and things I've seen, like the road to WrestleMania, there's a lot of house shows across Europe
Yes,
next year,
yes.
and the ticket prices are insane.
I
The pre-sale
heard.
has gone. Yeah, it's so they might be pricing a lot of people, but I don't think it's going to get any better. Like Endeavor are involved now, Netflix. I don't think things are going to get better. Like for seats right up in this like nosebleed seats
Yeah,
at the house shows, and they're
yeah.
they're like 200
Because there's even
quid
there's
plus.
even reports that the talent and the employees of WWE, they don't even have the option of getting free tickets anymore. That used to be something that they were able
Wow.
to get. Even even they, if you want your family or friends to be at the show, you're going to have to pay for it as well. And I heard that was um, originally a change with the UFC um,
Hmm.
event
Yeah.
because of TKO, and now it trickled down to WWE. So, it's unfortunate that the fans do have to pay such high prices for these titles. But, on the brighter side, the employees and the talent have to do the same because they are no longer offered the
Hmm.
free tickets. Like they have to pay for the tickets as well. So it's just the cost of changes of time. It's just a part of the game. So
The game. Yeah, that's it. Well, look, we've covered a lot. We've given our predictions, and we'd be very happy to see what all you guys think.
yes, yes,
Make sure to leave your predictions or who you think. If you disagree with us, even better. Just let us know how you feel that things are going to go this weekend. I am really expecting it to be a really lovely, nostalgic type
it
of event.
will.
Few surprises. Jesse the Body Ventura. Yeah, it's all good.
Yes, yes. I'm definitely looking forward to the results. I'm looking forward to Cody retaining, among other people, of course. But
Never.
it's going to be a good show, and yes, one thing about WWE is definitely bringing in that feeling of nostalgia and surprises and memorable moments. And since this will be the last major event, even though it's not a PLE, the last major event for the year,
Hmm.
I do feel like it's going to go out with a bang before the premiere of Raw on Netflix. So I am expecting something really big to happen.
Yeah. Well, that's it. And then the only one we have left is we'll have AEW's their event on is it the 27th,
The
28th
28th.
of
Yes.
December. So maybe we can, have an episode out before that and have a talk about that
Yes,
as well. So
absolutely. Hope.
because we can't forget about AEW.
Nope, we have John Moxley defending his title against Jay
Hmm.
White, Hangman Adam Page, and my favorite guy, Orange Cassidy, in a fatal
Oh yeah.
four-way. And we have the original Tony Storms back. So ultimately, we might get a title shot between her and Mariah May, a rematch nonetheless. And
Brilliant.
hopefully, Tony is back in this century. So hopefully she gets her title
Yeah.
back. So we have to see. She just returned yesterday, so we will see what happens.
Excellent. We'll try and come on and have a chat about some of that
Yes,
beforehand.
absolutely.
Definitely. But for now, we will say take care, everyone.
Yes.
And thanks for joining us once again. And we'll talk soon.
Yes.
Bye-bye.